What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy for you ends up like easy. But make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you know about your boy Jay, it's in the description down below. Like I said, y'all, I will be back live on Twitch tonight. I told y'all, sometimes your boy Jay, I want y'all to listen to me right quick, man. Real spiel. Sometimes your boy Jay, I told y'all, get in the moods where I just do not want to be seen. You know, I just low-key sometimes just be wanting to go off the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like just being by myself, just being alone. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I've realized about myself, I am addicted to peace and quiet. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm in this time, ladies and gentlemen, basically, you know, learning myself, basically loving myself, you know what I'm saying? So me in this little time that I'm in, this little isolation stage that I'm in, I'm starting to learn about myself pretty well. I'm starting to learn like, okay, what I do like and what I don't like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's very important, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to you as a person, you know, knowing yourself, because I feel like it's a lot of people walking around this world that don't truly know themselves for real, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And I was the person like that. I didn't really truly know myself, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just me just chilling. I started a new series called Son of Anarchy. I finished what's the series I just did? It's a series on Netflix called dang, how the freak I ain't The Night Agent. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody that has Netflix, bro, The Night Agent is definitely a must-watch TV, bro. You know what I mean? Just finished that. They coming out with season 3. So I just the best way to find like I'm waiting for Stranger Things. I can like Stranger Things drop on December 25th. So I gotta make sure Monday I have to go grocery shopping, bro, because I know everything gonna be closed on Christmas. So I'm gonna give me some eggnog, you know, some hot chocolate, you know, turn on some Polar Express, Christmas Carol and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But nah though, man, waiting for Stranger Things. I can't wait for Stranger Things to come out, you know. But anyways, man, done talking about movies and series in my personal life. You got 4 scary, true childhood Home Alone stories now. For all my new subscribers, for all my new viewers, if y'all do want to go watch all of my scary reactions, it is in the playlist section. You know what I'm saying? But being home alone is something that I feared as a kid, and I truly believe I was in a haunted apartment, like I told y'all numerous of times. Being home alone was very frightening for me. You know, I've always felt like in that apartment I was being watched. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I never used to go in my room when I was home alone. Sometimes I used to, you know what I mean? My sister had dance practice. My older brother was in sports, and my dad used to work and my mom used to work. So I had a key, of course. So I used to get home, and you know, when I didn't have football practice or when I didn't have basketball practice or whatnot, I used to come home to that apartment. Y'all, and that apartment freaked me out, bro. So I never used to go to the back. I never used to go to the back. I never used to go to my room, but I used to just stay in front, bro, and just watch Disney Channel. I ain't gonna lie, bro. So yeah, man, it was just something about staying alone. Let me go do a thumbnail time. It was just something about staying alone in that apartment. That apartment just creeped me out, bro. Thumbnail time. Something about the thumbnails, man. Did you miss me? Because I know she wants to kiss me. Story 1 by my boy Tony Rorok.
This night like it was yesterday, even though I'm 26.
Bro, oh my God, y'all. This is how my hallway was. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of got goosebumps, bro. Like, look, this is how the apartment was, y'all. Like, literally. So we see this corner right here, y'all. This corner right here where it don't show my living room was in the front. But this was my room. Oh my God. Like, I got goosebumps looking at this junk. You know what I'm saying? But this is how like my room was. Like my room was right here. Me and my sister shared a room. So my room was right here. We had bunk beds. My room, bro, it's just crazy how identical this look, bro. Like this is like really like low-key scary as freak, bro. My room's right here. My brother room is literally right here. And this little cut right here, oh my God, bro. I'm telling you, I literally got goosebumps looking at this junk, bro. Like literally, bro. My bathroom was right here. Like, bro, I'm not lying. I swear, like this is exactly how my hallway looked, bro. Despite the different colors, bro. Oh my, Y'all, bro, y'all probably think I'm lying. I swear, y'all, my hallway looks just like this, bro. If I'm lying, I'm doing right hand to God, y'all. My right hand to God, but it don't just freak me to freak out, bro. Literally, bro. My brother room is right here. My room is right here. This little cut right here, my mom and dad room, we had a little washer and dryer right here. My mom and dad room is literally in the cut, bro. This is literally designed like my apartment, bro. What the freak, bro?
And it happened when I was 12.
This is creepy as freak,
My
bro.
parents left me home with my 18-year-old brother, Zach, for the night.
The freak.
At first, I was excited because it was just me in the big house, which felt like huge freedom at the time.
This is a house.
He was going out for a few hours with friends and made me promise not to tell mom and dad, which I agreed to because I trusted him, and also why wouldn't I want the place to myself? He would get in huge trouble if my parents were to find out, and he knew that. At first, I thought it would be fun to be alone, especially on a weekend night. I ended up in the den where I decided to watch a scary movie. At that age, while home alone, not the best idea.
No cap.
I learned the hard way. I had never been home alone for this long before, especially at night. And honestly, halfway through the movie, I started getting scared. Not entirely because of the movie itself, but because of the way the house sounded. The random creaks in the floor, the wind brushing against the windows, even the fridge clicking on periodically. Every time the movie made a loud sound, I would flinch, and I would look over my shoulder to behind the couch to the half flight of stairs that led to the main floor, expecting to see someone there. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore, and I didn't know why I was subjecting myself to scaring the crap out of myself. I turned off the TV and ran upstairs to my room, a scared little kid running from imaginary demons that—
Boy, what? Oh my God. Boy, oh my God. But y'all know about that, boy. You just feel like, boy, like something following you, bro. Like, it's weird. It's like you just feel a presence. Do I be tweaking y'all? Like, when you used to, like, go downstairs and just, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes, bro, in the middle of the night, you just get that crazy thirst. You just get that crazy hunger. Like, I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you just get that crazy thirst where you just can't take it. Like, bro, I gotta go get something to drink. I gotta go eat. Like, it's like it's untainable. You feel me? Like, I cannot sleep unless I go get some water. I cannot sleep unless I go eat something. Like, it's like the demons. It's like the devil just give me this appetite. And that's how I used to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? I used to, like, have this crazy thirst where I just have to go downstairs and get something to drink. And, bro, you just turn off that light, but you just feel like some demons just walking. Like, bro, it's just a crazy, it's a crazy feeling. I know y'all feel that way. You turn off that light because you got to turn off the light. You know mom and dad going to trip about that. But that light being on, you know, power bill. So you got to turn off the light. It get dark in the instant, but it just feel like a whole bunch of demons just running behind you. I used to run up the flight of stairs.
The second you turn off the lights. When I got to my room, I went into the bathroom that connected both to my room and
Or clean your room, G.
where I brushed my teeth as fast as I could and tried to calm down. After that, I went into my room to play Call of Duty Zombies on my Xbox 360, thinking it would make me a little less scared. I played for a few hours, losing track of time and focusing on the game. Eventually, my team and I died on zombies, and I got frustrated. I decided it was late and I should go to sleep, though. Not long after that point, I felt the vibration of the front door closing, and I assumed it was Zach coming back. I lay there awake, listening to the sounds of my brother moving around downstairs. Which was odd, because usually when he'd get home, he'd go right upstairs to his room. But there were weird sounds coming from downstairs for too long, where it started getting unusual. They were subtle, little footsteps or indescribable thumps and thuds. I felt my stomach start churning a little. That stupid idea to watch that scary movie was really getting to me. I got up and went to the window to look outside, expecting to see Zach's car in the driveway where he usually parked, but it wasn't there. That's when the real panic set in. I had no cell phone at the time. I was only 12, so I had no way to contact my parents or Zach without leaving the bedroom and going to one of the house phones, which felt impossible at that moment. I quietly tiptoed to my bedroom door to confirm that it was locked, knowing that the lock could be unlocked from the other side with just a fingernail. I knew that if someone wanted to get in, they easily could. I looked around and decided the only safe place to hide was the small crawl-in closet built into the wall of my room. I squeezed inside, shut the door carefully from the inside, and tried to calm myself as I listened. It was at this point that I vividly remember hoping that I was just being overly paranoid and that it actually was Zach. Maybe he parked on the side of the house instead. Seconds later, I heard someone fumbling with the door, trying to get in. And then moments later, the door opened. The person was inside my room, and I had no idea who it was or what they wanted. I stayed completely still, listening to footsteps moving around my room, feeling the floorboards creak beneath the weight of someone walking.
And the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, what you got is clutch, bro. He got a little door inside his closet, so basically, like, it's like embedded into his wall, so you're not gonna really know where he at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he got a little that junk clutch. I ain't gonna lie, that junk like hella clutch, bro. No cap.
Hearing things being moved and shifted around. Every second felt like an eternity. I was terrified that the closet door could open at any second and I could be dead. I still prayed it was my brother, but I stayed quiet, barely breathing and hoping that whoever it was would leave. I could hear them dragging something across the floor at one point, which made me even more nervous. I felt like hours had passed, though it was probably only minutes. Eventually, I heard footsteps receding and moving away from my room. I stayed in the closet for what seemed like forever, likely 2 hours, until finally, I heard Zach calling my name from across the house. His voice sounded urgent and pissed off, and a few moments later, he came into my room and called my name again. I stepped out of the closet, and the first thing he did was yell at me, asking what I was doing in there and what I had done to his room. It was this moment that confirmed to me that it was in fact not my brother who was in the house. I explained the situation as quickly as I could, still shaking and unable to stop my hands from trembling. Once he understood, we both got up and started looking around the house together. That's when we realized how bad it really was. Drawers had been pulled out. Some of our electronics were missing, including TVs and gaming consoles.
Straight robbed.
It was clear someone had been through the house and had taken things that were valuable.
Straight robbed.
Zach immediately called the police.
Them boys took off the TV. They ain't leave nothing. Oh, God.
Knowing that this was serious, and we waited together, still on edge, checking doors and windows to make sure nothing else was
Them folks ain't leave nothing.
The police came and made a report, writing down everything that was missing and asking us questions about what happened. They told us they would investigate.
Oh my
we should
God.
wait for our parents to get home. Around 4 a.m., our parents arrived. My dad was furious and went straight for Zach, smacking him square in the face for being such a careless idiot. Not only leaving me alone, but leaving the front door unlocked.
He left the front door unlocked.
My mom checked on me, gave me a hug, and told me she was just glad I was safe.
Oh yeah, this is a black family. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a black family. You know what I'm saying? This is a black family. The smacking in the face, oh yeah. Yeah, that felt like home. That felt like home for surely y'all. Smacking in the faces, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. He's black. You know what I'm saying? Heck going on with you? I can already tell how the situation went down. You know what I'm saying? Popping in the mouth, slapping in faces. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. You feel me? But bro, I told you, for me, I ain't used to get slapped in the face. Now, I used to get belt to booty, straight B to B, switch to booty, paddle to booty. I used to get popped in the mouth. My pops just used to swang, swang, swang. But that man right there, it did not play. And I know how long I know I be talking about my pops a lot. But God, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you feel that in your back and in your butt and God. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? God almighty dog. That man ain't used to play, boy. God, leave. I tell y'all, but sometimes, but when I be hearing the slapping and the smacking and go back right to that switch, to that butt. I don't think y'all understand. I used to get belt to booty. You think you got whoopings? Oh my God. That's why I say, y'all, I was so bad at school that people thought I didn't, like my parents didn't care. You know, usually when y'all in school, you know what I'm saying, and them kids is acting a fool, what come across your mind, oh yeah, they parents must don't give a F for real. I was one of them kids, my parents gave a F. But I told y'all, boy, I was so bad, but my dad came in the classroom with a belt, sitting on the desk, mid-class, y'all. This is midday. I remember like it was yesterday, y'all. I was in Miss Prevette class. I think I told y'all this. Bro, this man came in literally, y'all, telling y'all right hand of God on busy. This man came literally in my room, in the classroom, excuse me. sat on the desk, bro, swinging that belt around, looking at me the whole class. And Miss Prevette literally was calling on me to answer every question. All I know, my class, bro, that joke was so embarrassing, bro. I got all my homies in the class. I got Jalen in the class. I got Marlon in the class. I got all my homies, Kiwi. I got all them in the class. Now, Jalen and Kevian know that my pops don't play because they really like my brothers. They really like my brothers. Shout out my boy Kevian Hardiman, man. Shout out my boy Jalen Respers, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boys. I ain't talked to them in a minute. But they know, you know, they been around. They know my pops, you know what I'm saying? They know he don't play. You know what I mean? So they weren't really surprised. But everybody else, you had all the girls. I mean, you had Shania in the class. You had Janaya. I was embarrassed. Bro embarrassed me. But guess what? When he left, Jay gave hell again. The bro just that bad, gang. When he left, bro, it's like, bro, I don't know. Whoopings ain't helped me. I was just a bad deceit, bro. I just felt like I was one of them kids, y'all, where I just like literally like, I felt like it was boring doing good. Like, I was just one of them kids, like I was loose screw, bro. I was a loose screw.
Zach was forced to pay monthly rent from that point on to slowly pay back for all the things that were stolen and treated with extreme caution after that night. I, on the other hand,
it's the right thing to do
at all. I was just shaken up, terrified of what had happened, and the whole experience stuck with me for years. Every time I thought about it, I could feel the fear all over again, remembering hiding in that closet and hearing someone walking around my room, not knowing if I would make it out alive. It was by far the scariest experience of my life, and it has stayed with me even now.
Yeah, bro. I like how the parents handle that situation, smacking the taste out your mouth. Not only smacking the taste out your mouth, and then making you pay rent, bro. Heck yeah. Leaving your little brother, bro. Come on, bro. You telling me that your little brother, and then you left the door unlocked. What if your little brother would have died, bro? That would have been on your hands, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If it's that, bro. I mean, bro, your friends come over here, but one thing I'm not finna do is leave my little. I mean, I'm the baby of the family, bro. So I really, you know, I always wanted a little brother, but I was always the little brother. You know what I'm saying? But if I did have a little brother, one thing I'm not gonna do is leave my little brother at the crib by himself. He 12 years old, gang. 12 years old, bro. Your friend. So basically what you saying, your friend's more important than your brother. You know what I'm saying? And then you left the door unlocked. So what if your brother would have died that night, bro? You would have regretted it the whole, you know what I'm saying? Can't be careless like that, bro. That's a 12-year-old little kid, man. Got a grown man. You don't know who that man was.
When I was just a child, not even in kindergarten, I lived with my grandparents. My mom and dad had just separated.
Bro, you see how fast back kids listen? Not listen, but remember stuff, bro. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Stop thinking that kids is dumb. This man remembers something that happened not even in kindergarten. I remember things that happened in kindergarten plainly. Like, bro, it'd be so funny when people be like, oh, bro, you don't remember, bro. Like, when I bring up my Giants Super Bowl, right? Bro, you don't remember that, bro. I literally remember me watching the game. Started playing football when I was literally like 8 years old, gang. I remember everything, bro. Literally remember, like, I don't know why people be thinking kids don't know where we be at or what we be doing. I know exactly what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop thinking kids dumb, bro. Like, people these days be thinking kids dumb. You know what I'm saying? It be hilarious. Like, bro, I literally remember my childhood, gang. You feel me? I remember that junk, like, literally. You feel me? Like, I remember children's church. I remember all that junk, bro. You feel me? Like, I want to just hear these mother effers be acting like you just be here and you don't be having no sense of conscience. You just here. You know what I'm saying? I remember my childhood. I don't know about you. Maybe you was a dumb little kid, but I remember my kindergarten. I remember being kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? I remember, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was a freaky little boy. You know what I'm saying? So in kindergarten, yeah, you feel me? It was this white girl named Megan. She liked me. You know what I mean? Megan, you know what I'm saying? She liked me and all that. So you know what I did? You feel me? Kindergarten. This is a true story, y'all. I was like kindergarten. Shoot, man. Megan liked me. So I put my hand put in the pan in the butt cheek. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was kindergarten touching butt cheek. You feel me? Straight up. True story. Her name was Megan. You feel me? Megan, white girl. So the girl Tatiana, I'm telling y'all right hand to God, the girl Tatiana, oh, I couldn't stand Tatiana. Oh my God. The girl Tatiana, bro, kindergarten. I remember kindergarten. The girl, I think it was it when it was kindergarten. I wasn't with kindergarten. I was with Miss Griffin. It was first grade Miss Hartzog. It was either first grade Miss Hartzog. It happened in Miss Hartzog class. It happened in Miss Bradley class. It happened in Miss Hartzog. You know, Megan liked me. So, you know, like I said, one thing about Jay, man, I pulled all the flavors. You know me, shoot, Megan like me, so, you know, digging my hand in that booty, you know what I'm saying? Touching that booty. You feel me? So I'm touching that booty. Tatiana see me touching that booty. Tatiana get mad because I don't want to touch her booty. She want me to touch her booty. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad, like, she wanted me to touch her booty. She like, bruh, if you don't touch my booty, gang, I'm finna tell Miss Hartzell. So I ain't touch her booty. You know what I'm saying? She told me Hartzell. All I know, I went home and, you know, shoot, I think I got belt the booty that day. You feel me? But yeah, I remember them stuff, bro. Touching that booty and all that. You know what I'm saying? I remember that
Dad
booty.
worked in the next town over.
Oh, for sure, I remember that booty. First hand my booty ever touched.
My
Megan.
uncle, my dad's brother, also lived with us, so I was rarely ever.
First hand my booty ever touched was a white booty.
I was always told to never answer the door for strangers.
God
It was a small,
almighty,
peaceful
God.
town where everyone knew each other. We had a neighbor who visited often to watch hockey, wrestling, or join family barbecues. I'll call him David. He was friendly with both my grandpa and my uncle. He often drank beers with my uncle and helped my grandpa with yard work or truck repairs. If my grandpa came home with a moose from hunting, he and David would haul it into the shed together. One night, I was briefly left home alone. My grandma was at bingo and had called for a pickup. My grandpa told me he was going to get her and asked if I wanted to come. I refused because I was watching cartoons.
SpongeBob?
He reminded me not to open the door for strangers, then he left. As soon as I saw the truck pull away, the house got quiet. Only a few minutes later, someone knocked at the door.
Dang, it's like you was
I ran
waiting.
up and asked aloud who it was, and I just heard David's familiar voice identifying himself. I told him that my grandparents weren't home, and he replied that he had just seen my grandpa leaving. I told him my uncle wasn't home either, and he said he had been talking to my uncle on the phone and knew he was out drinking at a friend's place. Then he asked to come in. I told him I wasn't allowed to open the door for strangers, and he insisted he wasn't a stranger since he was our neighbor and someone I already know. In my child mind, he was right, but I didn't understand why he would come over when my grandpa
Right when he
and uncle
left.
weren't there. I unlocked the door and opened it. David towered over me. He was obviously drunk, swaying, slurring, squinting with one eye. He stepped inside and put his hands on my shoulders as I backed up. I didn't feel alarmed yet because I had seen my uncle drunk many times. I told him he could wait in the kitchen while I went back to watch TV, but he would not let go of my shoulders. I tried to pull his hands off of me, but couldn't. His voice changed, filled with anger, and he said things that frightened me, though I can't remember the exact words now, only the fear that they put in me. He dragged me into the kitchen and grabbed a large knife. He pressed the tip against my belly and asked if I wanted to be stabbed. When I cried, he told me to quiet down or he would cut my tongue or slit my throat. He dragged the dull side of the blade across my throat to show he was serious. Then I heard my grandparents' truck pulling in. Car doors closed outside. Relief flooded me, and I was about to scream for help, but David clamped his hand over my mouth. He turned us both toward the doorway just as my grandma entered. Her smile vanished when she saw him holding me with a knife. She screamed for my grandpa to get inside immediately. My grandpa rushed in, yelling in shock and fury as he demanded to know what was happening. He took one look at David holding me hostage and charged forward, shouting at David with pure rage. David shoved me to the floor. My grandma rushed over, grabbed me tightly, and blocked me from seeing what was happening while telling me I was safe. I could still hear the struggle. Eventually, my grandpa overpowered him. When I finally looked up, my grandpa was shoving David out the door, yelling at him to never come back, and then slamming the door.
A freak, bro.
As I grew up, I realized David had waited deliberately.
So
He must have known my uncle wasn't home and that my grandma was at bingo. He had seen my grandpa leave. That was his moment. I was too young to understand his intentions. Years later, after my grandpa's funeral, when I was sitting with my
long live grandpa, man. Long live grandpa, for sure. That's one thing about us, bro. I'm telling you, that's just one thing about us men, bro. And that's why I say, bro, us men, bro, need to be valued, bro. When it come to this world, us men need to be valued, bro, because he stepped in not caring about anything. Not caring about he was gonna get stabbed. Like for me, bro, I don't care about you holding a knife, bro. My focus is on saving my grandson. You know, so with us men, bro, when we get in protect mode, bro, we don't be caring about dying. My job is to protect. I ain't gonna lie, I do be caring about dying though. But my job is to protect my family, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's just we are protector, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. We protect, bro. Like even when I go out with any of my loved ones, bro, I'm a protector, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real, bro.
Years later, after my grandpa's funeral, when I was sitting with my grandma discussing memories, I brought up that night and how heroic Grandpa had been. She looked uneasy. She said it was truly a terrifying night. She asked if I remembered that my grandpa went out hunting that same night. I faintly remembered him leaving, even though hunting at night wasn't something he usually did unless it involved camping.
Bro caught a body?
When I asked why he left, she claimed she didn't remember much. It got me thinking. They never called the cops to press charges on him, and I never saw him again after that night.
Oh, shoot.
My grandpa was respected in the community. He was friends with, as well as went to the same church as some police officers, and was known to be a good hunter. No one would ever question if they saw a bloody tarp in the back of his truck, and he was driving out of town late at night.
Shoot. Grandpa caught a body. The only God know. What you talking about? Only God know, bro. Bro, blame Grandpa. Grandpa caught a body, though. Grandpa took a soul. We ain't never seen a neighbor again. Shoot, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, don't play with Grandpa, bro. Hey, I'm on Grandpa's side, though, bro. You put up, it's a little kid. You talking about you gonna cut this little kid's throat, man? But that's why I'm saying one thing I don't do is play with men, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with women either, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with strangers, period, bro. But when it comes to a man, bro, I don't play with men, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I will hurt you, bro. You try to hurt, bro. Gang, I promise you, bro. See this face? See me out my child, gang. Please walk the other way, bro. I don't know, bro. The way I be, bro, the way I be looking, bro, and the way I be, you know, I don't even look like somebody to play with. I don't even look like somebody to play with. You come play with me, bro. You must got a death sentence. You must want to go see God early. Like, you must tired of living. That's how I look at you. Like, if you come mess with me, gang, you must be tired. Dang, bro, you must be tired of living. You must really don't love yourself. That's the first thing that come to my mind. This boy really don't love himself. I guess he tired of life. So I guess he wants somebody to take it from him then. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna tell you, one thing I don't do, I don't play with men, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even, bro, I ain't gonna even play with you, bro. Please try to do something to my child, bro. Please try to do something to my wife, please, bro. I'm telling you, I shoot first, ask questions, like, I promise you. I say that a lot of times, cause I be waiting for the moment, bro. Please think I be playing, bro, on this YouTube, bro. Please, bro. Please think I ain't one of the ones. Just please, just try me, bro. Be waiting for the day somebody just come up here. You're Jay Willie Silly? All right, bro. Please. Please, bro. Please, gang. I'm telling you, on Beezy head, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you, I promise. I promise you, gang. This ain't just talking, it's real.
A few years ago during spring break.
Because when I be hearing stuff like that, it don't be pissing me off. I can't blame Grandpa. Grandpa put him under there. I couldn't blame Grandpa. Who did the same thing. You ain't even left the house if it was me. Telling you right now, I got a what, bro? What? I ain't got a knife on my butt, bro. I'm finna put bullet holes on your game, real talk. I'm finna make up a story and everything. I'm finna body you in here. You know what I'm saying? Straight up like that, bro. Humans, bro, I don't play with humans. F that. F playing with men. I don't play with humans, period. I don't play with strangers, period. You feel me? And with all that playing jump, boy.
I was home alone one night while my parents were out of town.
All that playing jump?
I was just hanging out in my room when I got a call from one of my mutual friends from
school.
Who I'll refer to as Mason.
What? What's all dirty rooms, gang? What be dirty rooms, man?
I don't usually get calls from Mason, let alone texts or keep in touch with him, but I answered anyway. Before I could get a word out, he asked what I was doing. I told him I was just at home and wasn't up to anything.
Mason, weird.
Then asked if he could drop off one of my buddies because he needed a place to stay for the night. This buddy of mine is someone I've known since 3rd grade, who I'll refer to as Neil. I basically told him I didn't feel like having company over and just wanted to chill by myself. After hearing this, Mason practically begged me to let Neil stay at my house.
Bro, nobody ain't finna stay at no Neil, bro. Like, bro, what are you, bro? Hold on, so Neil, so Neil, that's 3rd, okay, Neil.
I could sense desperation in his voice as he pleaded with me to let him drop Neil off. I was still reluctant at first, but then Mason told me he'd let me use his weed pen if I let him drop off Neil.
Boy, smoking dopey though at 15?
I caved and told them they could pull up. Looking back, I realized how dumb I was to let something like that persuade me, considering what happened next. But I was a stupid pothead at the time, so what can you do? Neil has always been very outgoing, almost with zero filter, and he doesn't care what others think about him. So when I heard from my brother and other friends the week prior that he had started acting really weird in his classes, I didn't think much of it at first. I asked my brother to elaborate, and he told me that Neil would sometimes start laughing or clapping out of nowhere, even if the classroom was completely silent, and he would sometimes say very strange things to people for no reason, like claiming the basketball coaches were Freemasons trying to convert him. After hearing this, I realized Neil wasn't acting normal, and it wasn't until he and Mason arrived at my house that I understood how bad it really was. I met Mason and Neil at my front door and greeted them like any other day. I hit Mason's weed pen as promised and gave it back.
So where you hit the weed pen, man.
Mason was about to leave. He grabbed Neil by the shoulders in a very serious way, tears forming in his eyes, and he pleaded with him not to do that thing. Neil looked at him blankly and casually responded that he understood. I really should have asked what was going on.
Like, bro, you stupid. You that much of an addict? And bro, the thing is, bro, you didn't even keep the weed pen. That's the thing. You hit that thing. Here you go, cuz. Dang, man. That's all you needed, boy. Ain't finna let Neil stay nowhere, gang. You must be at your dang mind. First of all, nobody know where the freak I live at, gang. First, the pig. I don't even know what the heck I just said. Nobody finna know where the freak I live. Don't nobody know where I live. I ain't gonna lie to you. Only very few. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, first of all, no Neil staying in here. We hearing about clapping hands. We hearing about him talking about Freemasons trying to recruit him. Look, man. First of all, I don't hang around no weirdos. That's first and foremost. You know what I mean? So you think I'm gonna have a weirdo in my house? You think I'm finna hear clapping when I'm sleeping? You think I'm finna hear very strange things when I'm... He said, don't do that thing, man. You better get out of my face. It's the reason why Mason is so desperate for Neil to stay with you. Because Mason don't want to deal with Neil. On King Neil. Freak is you talking about? Man, I just said, man, he ain't coming over here, man. F you, Mason, and F Neil. Freak, bro, I ain't no savior. One thing about me, I ain't no savior, bro. You feel me? I tell people what it is. And like I said, just like Neil, I don't care what people think about me, bro. I don't care if you think I'm selfish. I don't care what you... I'm not saving nobody, boy. I don't know this, man. I know I am like, bro. You know what, man? Let me just go and just... Let me continue this story, go.
And I let Neil inside as Mason left. After I closed the front door, the first thing Neil asked me was whether all the doors in the house were locked.
So he already on that weird jump, bro. You still gonna let Neil stay with you? Like, what, bro? What are you talking about, bro?
Red flags immediately went off in my head, and I knew I had just gotten into something bad. I told him they were locked and asked why. He asked me to check, so I led him down the narrow hallway by the front door to show that the back and laundry room doors were both locked. He didn't say anything after I confirmed it, and we stood in silence for a few seconds. Then, out of nowhere, his hand shot up like he was raising it, and he put on this eerie, toothy smile that I can still see clearly in my mind. He held it for a few seconds before lowering his arm without saying a word. I forced a fake chuckle to make the situation seem less weird. Then, Neil asked for some water.
Look, bro, so all that little fake chuckling, I be hating on that fake chuckling. Bro, get the freak out my house, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with all that trying to make you feel like it ain't weird. I'm gonna show you that it's weird. I can't stand all that fake chuckling, make it seem like it ain't weird, man. Bro, you weird as freak. I would have said, bro, you weird as freak. Get the freak out of my house, you weirdo.
Went to the kitchen. As I grabbed bottles from the fridge, I noticed him lingering by the drawer with silverware, including the knives. I watched as he slowly opened the drawer and reached for a steak knife. Without thinking, I ran over, grabbed his hand before he could take it, and slammed the drawer shut. Neil didn't react or move. He just stared at me and let out a chuckle like he was pretending it was a joke. At that moment, I could feel my heart pounding in my ears.
You deserve to die this part. You deserve to die.
The kind of fear people describe in life or death situations.
You deserve to die.
I had never felt like my life was in danger until that moment, and I could only focus on how I was going to get Neil out of my house. He finally broke the silence by suggesting we go to the park in the neighborhood.
There you go to the park.
I agreed as if nothing happened. We walked to the laundry room leading to the driveway, and I intentionally let him out first. I told him I needed to put shoes on, which I did. He paused and subtly looked disappointed, telling me to hurry up. I shut the door, locked it immediately, and called my brother to explain what had just happened. After finishing the call, I grabbed every knife in the kitchen and brought them upstairs to my room. Keep in mind, I was stoned at the time, so my decision making wasn't perfect, but I knew I needed to prevent Neil from forcing his way back into the house. My brother arrived with 3 friends in less than 5 minutes, and they met Neil outside. I stayed inside for a few minutes,
beat the freak out of Neil,
then went out. My brother and friends were talking to Neil, who was rambling about the school's basketball coaches being in the Illuminati and claiming they would sexually assault the boys on the team to make them play better. He continued talking nonsense for a few minutes. Then we decided to get him home, because there was no way I was letting him stay under my roof after what had happened. One of my friends eventually took Neil home, even though he insisted he couldn't go because he believed his dad was going to kill him. After all of this, I called Mason to ask what Neil had said to him that made him act that way, and Mason explained that during the car ride, Neil had been reading a manifesto claiming he needed to kill himself or someone else to prevent his dad from trying to kill him. Mason had panicked and just wanted to get rid of Neil, which explains why he sounded so desperate.
And you bring him to me. Man, bro, I would have slapped the taste out of Mason's mouth. So you bring her to me, though. So, because you don't want to deal with Neil, you bring Neil to me. Man, I would have said, bro, Mason, you don't get the heck off my phone. You better drop bro off in the side of the street. So you want me to be in danger just to make your, bro, I would have slapped the taste. Ain't gonna like Mason, hey, bro, let me go. Hey, Mason, bro, come up here right quick. So, Mason, basically what you saying, Mason, basically, you knew bro was weird and you knew your life was in danger. You knew bro was dangerous. So, basically, you just called me to put me in danger just to make your life. I like Mason, hey, bro, let me come talk to you right quick, huh? Let me want to talk to you right quick. Yeah, it's just an important conversation. Let me go talk. I'm going to slap the taste out of Mason's mouth, man.
To drop
but basically, you just put my life in danger because you don't want to be in danger. I'm going to slap the taste out of my Mason, bro.
At my house earlier. After hearing this, I lost my mind and asked Mason why he would just dump me.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying? It's the principle of me, bro. So what if he would have killed me, bro? That would have been on your hands, bro. So just because your life in danger, you put my life in danger. You know what I'm saying? Begging, bro, I would have, bro. Hey, bro, you gotta see about Mason, bro. You gotta see about Mason. I would have had to see about you, gang. I would have had to put some combinations on your face, in your stomach, in your gut. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would have had to put some jabs in you. You know, some hooks. You know what I mean? Some cross hooks. You feel me? Straight up. You know what I mean? Word up, man. You feel me? Like, what the freak, bro? You dropping bro off at my house knowing how bro is. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just got offended, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You probably gotta see Mason.
House without warning me, though I knew part of the fault was mine for not asking sooner. Later, it was revealed that Neil had taken drugs he shouldn't have, which triggered schizophrenic episodes and caused him to hear voices. About a month later, I told my mom the story, and she was not thrilled, to put it lightly. Needless to say, I avoided something truly horrific that night by being on edge when Neil entered the house, and I still think about what could have happened if I hadn't paid attention to him in the kitchen.
Bro would have killed you, bro, with a straight doomsday. You know what I'm saying? You know what the freak going on.
I was 10 years old when this happened. My mom had gone grocery shopping that day, and she asked if I wanted to come. I remember making a big stink about not wanting to.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all, it is crazy how y'all actually had choices of staying home, like alone. I started staying home alone when I was like, what, 14? Like 14, around bro age, you know, 14, 15-year-old mark. Y'all be 10 years old staying home. Bro, I ain't had no choice. Hey, Jay, get ready. We going to the grocery store. Get ready. We going here. Ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? No, that's one thing in my household that my dad and mom just didn't play. Whatever they said went, bro. That's how it's going to be with me. Whatever I say, go. I say get up, and there ain't no back and forth. I was scared to go back and forth. I'll be saying, I don't know what type of parents y'all had, man. My parents weren't strict. My parents just ain't played the rodeo, bro. Like they weren't even strict. They just weren't playing that. You know what I'm saying? You talking back, telling me where you don't want to go. I said, get your butt up and go to this grocery store. Type of parents I had. We ain't talk back. Whatever mama said, whatever dad said, especially dad. Whatever dad said, all right. My clothes on right quick. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Go grocery store, we be out all day. We ain't gonna say a dang word. You know what I'm saying? That's how terrified we were. And it wasn't even a good terrified because my dad was a good dad, bro. I mean, I got good times. He was a nice guy, bro. It's just, he just ain't played the rodeo, cuz. That's really what it was. It's just, we knew not to play, basically. Like we knew, you know how kids be trying to test you. We just know when we around our pops, pops can be cool, but we know not to be disrespectful. We know not to push that limit. You feel me? Good guy, good dad. You know what I'm saying? Never was none of that. But it was just that respect fear that we have for our dad. Respect fear. And that's what I'm instilling my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be just like my dad. Not all like him. You know what I'm saying? But just some traits that he did made me into the man I was today. You know what I'm saying? But the bad that he did, like the things that I feel like he could have done better, I'm not going to bring that over. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to bring over the things that I feel like helped me as a child. And one thing that helped me as a child was discipline. And I feel like that's what a lot of kids is missing nowadays. These kids out here that's wild and all that, I'm telling y'all, it all starts from home. I'm telling y'all. They got a mama that don't discipline them. They got a mama that don't care. They got a dad that don't care. You feel me? So that right there, they ain't never been disciplined, bro. You feel me? So they go outside acting a fool, and the world got to discipline them. Either end up dead or in jail. You feel me? So I just, telling you, bro, you got parents that discipline you, bro, and just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I was just a well-disciplined child, even though I used to get in trouble at school. The worst thing I used to do was get in trouble at school, but I already knew my actions had consequences. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I'm instilling my kid, my kid's gonna have that respect fear when it comes to me, bro. You for real?
It was a warm.
I'm going to whoop my kids, yes. You know what I'm saying? One thing that people love doing these days, again, is love telling parents how to parent their child. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to whoop my kid. You know what I'm saying? Worry about your household. Worry about your child. You know what I'm saying? People these days to be worried about somebody else's household. Worry about what's going on in your house. Maybe you need to whoop your child. One thing nobody going to do is tell me how to discipline my child. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm going to discipline. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't even go by whoopings. My mom and dad used to always whoop me when it come to discipline. The thing that hurt me the most, what they used to do, they used to take my game. You know what I'm saying? Make me write sentences over and over again. I will not do such and such at school. I will not. I used to write like 100 of them. I used to learn more than that, So discipline don't always come out whoopings, you know what I'm saying? You just got to let your kid know that every action that he or she do has a consequence. If you don't teach your child that, your child going to be dead, bro. Your child going to be dead in jail because he never was held accountable for his actions. You feel me? That's why y'all children be dying before you. Your children be getting life in jail because you just always trying to be friends with your children, bro. Be a parent, not a friend. My dad and mom never tried to be my friend. They always trying to be that parent.
Sunny afternoon.
Too many of y'all trying to be friends with your child, bro. Care what your child think.
I told her nothing bad would happen, and she would only be gone for a couple of hours. She finally gave in and let me stay. As soon as she pulled out of the driveway, I grabbed the old basketball from the garage and started shooting around in the street where we had a hoop set up.
But staying at home at 10, that wasn't even an option.
I shot around for a while, doing little games with myself, pretending I was down by 1 with a buzzer shot. I was sweating a little from running back and forth, and at one point I stopped to catch my breath. I bounced the ball lazily and looked around the neighborhood as I caught my breath. That's when I looked up toward the house. At the upstairs window, someone was staring down at me. It was only a shadow behind the glass at first.
At your house?
Like someone was standing back from the sunlight. I stared for a good second or two before the shape shifted slightly, and I realized it wasn't some kind of trick from the sun. Someone was up there at the window, looking out at the street. None of my family was supposed to be home. My sister was at college, my dad was at work, and my mom was across town buying groceries. I dropped the basketball without meaning to. The window was my sister's room. The blinds were half open, and the figure was right behind them. I say figure because that's all I saw, no distinguishable features. I didn't know what else to do except run inside and see who was home. I ran around the side of the house and through the backyard gate. I burst inside and slammed it shut behind me. I yelled up the stairs asking who was home. My voice cracked when I yelled it. For a second, I didn't hear anything. Then a voice answered from upstairs. It said, "Brad, come upstairs." It wasn't my mom, it wasn't my sister, and it wasn't my dad. It was deeper than any of their voices, but not deep like a grown man trying to sound scary. It sounded like someone trying to sound normal. I didn't go anywhere near the stairs. I ran straight through the house, grabbed the house phone off the kitchen counter, and sprinted back outside as fast as I could. I called my mom and told her someone was in the house, and she didn't believe me at first. She told me that's not something to do.
Oh my God, man. Dang, boy, y'all parents be pissing me off. She didn't believe. I'm telling you, bro, stop doing that jump, bro. But I'm never gonna do that as a parent. Like, I always think your child lying. Like, bro, that junk is a big, bro. Now you don't believe your child. Now your child end up getting abducted because you don't believe him. Oh, it wasn't something to joke about. Not joking. Why would a child lie about somebody being in the house? Our parents be dumb as well. Y'all parents be dumb as heck. But I be seeing why y'all children be turning the way they be. I be seeing it, but our parents, why would you joke about something like that? Dumbo. You know what I'm saying? You think your child gonna joke about somebody? If he do joke, and then guess what? It's gonna be straight built to booty. But bro, every serious situation, bro, I just don't see a child lying about somebody being in the house. Has he ever joked about that before? Dang, bro.
About.
She
said that she was almost done shopping, but I started basically crying into the phone, telling her I wasn't joking, telling her I heard someone call my name from inside, and they're at the upstairs window. She finally believed me when I started sobbing and begging her to come home. She said she was leaving the store right now. After she hung up, she must have called the police because a cop car pulled up at the same time my mom's car turned into the driveway. She ran to me asking where I saw the person. I pointed to the upstairs window. The police went in first. My mom followed them inside after a minute or two. I waited out front. I didn't want to go back in there. For 10 minutes, I just stood there, staring at the upstairs window. No one appeared at it again.
How you know your name?
Eventually, one of those officers came out and told me it was safe to come inside. I went in and pointed upstairs to the room where I saw the man. They checked the closets, under the bed, behind the dresser.
How you know your name?
They even checked the attic. They checked every room in the house. They didn't find anyone or anything. After the police left, my mom started acting doubtful again. She said she believed me, but I could tell she didn't fully. She said if she found out I was messing around, I'd be punished for scaring her and wasting the police's time. I kept telling her I wasn't lying. She kept saying she knew, but her voice said something else. That night, I had trouble falling asleep. I kept thinking about the voice and that shadow behind the blinds. But eventually, I got tired enough to drift off. I don't know what time it was when I woke up. It was still dark out, and at first I thought I woke up from a bad dream. But then I heard something in my room, just loud enough to wake me. I sat upright in my bed. My eyes were still adjusting to the dark, but I could see the outlines of my room. I could see my dresser, my closet door cracked open, my shelves, and across the room, not far from my bed, I saw something else. An unfamiliar shape. A tall, dark shape, standing completely still. For a second, I thought I was imagining it, but then the slightest movement made me realize what it was. It was a person, a full-grown person standing in my bedroom. I didn't even have time to breathe. I just screamed, a loud, broken scream that tore out of my throat. As soon as I screamed, the figure moved, fast. It darted across my room in 2 steps, grabbed my window, slid it open, and jumped out. I heard the man's feet land on the small awning below the window. My parents burst into the room as soon as I screamed. My dad ran straight to the window and looked out. Then he ran downstairs and out the back door to try to find whoever it was. I'm fairly certain he ran out there barefoot. He came back a few minutes later out of breath. He kept shaking his head and saying he didn't see anyone. They called the police again.
Don't matter.
That time it was mostly just to file another incident report and for the cops to scout the area. We don't know how long he was in the house. All I know is he was inside during the day, long enough to know my name. And he was watching me from my sister's window, and he stayed in the house until nightfall. That, or he snuck in and out of the house through my bedroom window by climbing up on that awning. Either way, he was in my room while I slept, standing there in the dark. Who knows what else he did while he was in the house? That's the scariest part.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, for me, I just feel like that's very, very young for a child to stay home. 10, 11, and 12. You know what I'm saying? Even, ain't gonna lie, just 10, 11, and 12. 13 too as well. My child could start staying home by themselves at 14. You know what I'm saying? But 10 years old, that's kind of pushing it. Anyways, man, it's your boy Jay, man. Take it easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man. What the freak? Jay go live, gang. What the freak, bro? Take it easy before you end up like Beezy. Boy Jay out, man. Gang.